Good luck!
Yes.
Cowabunga, baby.
Fuck!
Check this out, Jake.
Cowabunga.
Our ties are matching.
Dude, I love that.
Like it's like pink. And
Guys, isn't it about Ty?
Cowabunga, baby.
Fuck!
hey, it's been a while since the whole crew's been here. So what are we gonna do today, Pinky and the Brain?
Dude, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna break down, and we're gonna send it full send. I don't know if you've ever heard that term.
Oh,
Learned about it recently.
Brah, you gotta send it. You gotta send it.
Ryan only has one mode. It's full send mode.
Yeah, Ryan only has one speed. Red
Fast.
line.
Fast.
So today, let's crush it. Book some big appointments. But let's also see if we can crash and burn a couple times. Let's have Jake do those ones.
We're gonna focus on love.
So let's throw a little bit of a. You asked me in the pre-show. Let's throw a little bit of a flavor in here. You guys do your thing, but I've got this new
Flavor.
a new market segment I'm going after in real estate, and I'm working on massaging a version of activated leads, which is actually calling and doing a survey. And in that survey, there's the way I've created it. I'm gathering information in a way that allows me to get information without you might know. So I think it'd be a great way for people to ideate around how they might be able to use like a survey call as a part of their outbound process. So that might be a fun way to change things up a little bit, and I'd love to get your guys' feedback on it as I get started. So I'll be calling homeowners and writing a little script that I put together.
Nice.
That.
Good! Pick up the phone and start dialing.
Christopher Hardy said, "Where my dog's at?"
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yes. Who let the dogs out?
You guys could not do that.
Oh, yes.
That was my Zach Galifianakis. Right, you know, the satchel.
Dude, that's amazing.
Who let the dogs out?
He used to play that at school dances for me in high school. That song. It was real nice.
That before or after?
I want to out, but I logged out from my account. I don't know how to use a computer.
That doesn't surprise me. Here, why don't I get in here? I'm gonna. It doesn't surprise me. You don't know how to do that. Let me see here. Let me do what I do here. What do I need to do? So I need you to hear. Always forget. Oh, Anchor. I need to do this, right? Preferences. I do this. I always forget how to do your guys'
Shout out to the boomstick. Chris, the sales are gonna go through the roof.
Okay, so now
Roof.
All right, can you ready?
Ready. Steady.
Cam's list. Did I?
Rock and roll.
This doesn't make sense. Hold on, I'm gonna mess something up. I gotta make sure I don't exclude sent.
Rock steady, and be.
Hold on. Advanced.
All right, let's go ahead and make a dial here.
Are you dialing? Dialing for dollars?
Ryan, do
All
I
right, here we
change
go.
my side or are you changing on your side on my dials?
What?
I could use some help.
What's going on? Okay. Yeah.
So
I'm dialing.
share my screen real quick.
Can you guys hear this?
While you're now mine's fixed.
No.
Okay,
Yep, we hear it.
we don't hear the ringing, but
Hold on. Can you hear?
I mean, choose the audio
Can you hear?
option.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
You hear that? You hear that?
Rock and roll,
Watch this.
baby.
Watch this drive.
Let the dogs out. More like this whole thing got started on the wrong foot.
So I think I know what your problem is. You need to log into yourself as a caller, Dan. So
Yep,
you can
I
get
just
back to
fixed
leads.
it. Somehow.
This is not. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who? ABI.
Amazing.
Please leave your message for.
Wow.
Wow.
All right, Ben. Why is the connect rate so low?
Mm,
It was 70% earlier today. 70%.
dang, dude. You took up all the good 70%ers.
Apparently.
Have you guys ever heard like someone say like you can't make dials at this time because no one will answer?
Sorry, I missed your call. Leave me a message.
Oh, yeah. All the time. You can't make the call because it's Wednesday at 5 o'clock. People are driving.
What do you say to those people, Ryan?
I remember my first cold call.
Good, pick up the phone and start dialing.
I remember when I used to make excuses too. I don't know. Like, wait. Yeah.
When's the weirdest time you've ever called somebody? Like
The
how
weirdest-
late or how early?
Hi, you've reached the voicemail box of.
What is going on? There's actually a call on the stream.
Sorry, the party you are trying to reach has not.
There's a call on the stream where I caught a guy at 5 a.m. when I used to do the toad.
You are trying to reach
Where I used to do the toad at 5 a.m. So I used to do the Daily Show at 5 a.m. because it's 8 a.m. Eastern.
What did he say?
And it's 5 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Did you
Say
get
what?
the deal?
Yeah, I totally got the meeting, dude. Totally. It's like, wow.
Hello.
Hi, is this Mary?
Yes.
Hey, Mary. This is Ryan Reisert. You actually weren't expecting my call. It's the first time I reached you. Have I caught you at a bad time?
Wait just a minute. I can't hear you very well.
Oh, that's not a problem.
What was that again?
Hey, my name is Ryan Reisert. We
Yeah.
have never spoken before. I just want to make sure I didn't catch you at a terrible time here, Mary.
I still didn't get that last part.
That's okay. The reason for my call, Mary, is we're actually reaching out to some homeowners in the area to ask a few questions about the current state of real estate in the Chesterfield, Missouri region. Do you mind if I ask 3 questions? It'll take less than 60 seconds.
I doubt if I have much information for you, but how long is this going to take?
It's going to take less than 60 seconds. I'll get right out of your hair, Mary.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So my first question here is if you were to sell your property over on 2423 Baxter Way, would you work with a real estate agent or would you look to sell the property on your own?
I'd probably work with an agent.
Work with an agent? Perfect. And then based on your understanding of today's market, do you have any idea of what your property might be worth if you were to list the property with a agent today?
No, I don't. I have any idea.
Okay, perfect. And then the last question I have is, do you have any interest of potentially selling that property before the end of 2022?
No, I don't at this time.
Awesome. Those are all the questions I had for you today, Mary. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay.
Have a great day. Boom! Survey complete. So,
How long is this going to
Yes! That's awesome!
so since you guys didn't get your guys' section going first, let me explain what we're doing here. So the issue with calling any type of data, right? The first thing we want to know is like, is it even them or not, right? Like that's always a problem. We kind of figured that out with the phone or leads process. So we've already gone through, processed this data. So these are addresses that were sent from most people will market to these homes just sending mailers. You might have gotten these mailers in the mail before, like, hey, we buy houses in your area type of thing. What they do is they buy, a list of addresses and then they mail those mailers. What we did is we skip traced the houses and found the homeowner's contact information via skip tracing. If you're not familiar with that, it'd be like if you went on LinkedIn and use Seamless to get somebody's contact information, same concept. So the first thing we do is we call and make sure that, hey, Mary's the owner of this house. Mary picks up the phone. Perfect. We got that done. Now, the next issue here is if you want to reach out and see if someone wants to sell their house, they get a bunch of spam all day long. So if you call and it's like, hey, we're a real estate investor, you want to sell your house, you usually get shut down fairly quickly. So my thought process, like everything else I do here, is like, well, what if we shifted it up a little bit? One, we want to make sure that it is indeed the homeowner. So I didn't ask her directly if she was the homeowner, but you could see in the questioning, I'm confirming along the way. We're reaching out to homeowners in your area. Okay, she could tell me no in the first place. I'm not a homeowner. Perfect. My data's a little bit off, but she just continues, right? Reaching out to homeowner in your area. The next is she the homeowner of the property I'm looking at? Well, we asked that inside of the question, right? I didn't have to ask her, did she own it? I asked her if you were able to sell it at that property type of thing, right? So we're gathering that information through the questioning. But then I don't really care if she would use a real estate agent or not. The only thing I really care about is she interested in selling her property this year? I got the answer at the end, but it was a softball. So the difference between calling and saying, would you like to sell your property right now? The conversion rate on that, most people will say, no, thanks, take me off your list, so on and so forth. When I've been running these, I've had over an 80% successful completion rate.
That's awesome.
So then
is
what
your
I can
goal
do
to get objective data, or is your goal to get them to be open to selling it?
It's just to get the data at first, but because then we can call back. I'm not calling on behalf of the real estate investor. Now we can call back as a real estate investor a week later and say, hey, I'm a real estate investor in your area. Drove by your house and it looks like a really awesome place. I'm just interested. Do you have any interest in selling your house? Well, the people that said yes, right? They're more likely to say yes. So they don't have to go and, cannon fodder through it. It's the same thing that we do with the activate leads, right? Do you care about training or whatever? So the design of the framework here is you can use this in B2B as well. We do that with activated leads. You guys, we haven't done like a survey for you. We did more of like, are you in, like we went for the appointment, but then it's like, can we send you some information? That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to do a survey like I'm showing here. So hopefully this gives people an idea of how they could structure a call in their world. If they're targeting people, like they think that these are companies that they want to work with, but maybe they need to gather information like, are you using certain technology? Or do you have certain types of initiatives, right? You could design a survey that's not representative of your brand, but it's around gathering that information in a unique way. So based on your questions, you're also able to gather information that isn't exactly the question you asked. If you saw how I did that here, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have to ask you the homeowner. I just said, I'm reaching out to homeowners. And then I confirmed address by saying, if you were ever to sell that property. So I did that through my line of questioning, which I think is a really interesting way. I'd love to hear your guys' thought process on this, because it's new to you as well.
Yeah, I love it. I think, like you always share, Ryan, it's about sifting. You're sifting sand, and instead of just calling a dead cold list. And if you're a solo rep and you're not using any of these tools, that's fine. You're doing the same thing by making your follow-up calls, where someone's like, call me later, call me later. And so you're working a list. You're like, hey, I talked to you last week. You told me to call you later. You're just doing this at an amplified amount. And I like that. There's pretty simple 3 questions. I think it'll work. I was surprised. She said I would use an agent. And then the 3rd question, no. But I was actually surprised she said that. If you were looking to get more of a positive response from her, you might say something like, my guess is you probably don't have any interest in selling your home, even if you got a good return on investment.
Oh, so that's what you would do. That's what you would do in the sales follow-up, Dan, because you're trying to initiate, you're trying to persuade in the questioning in your world, right? And I agree with that afterwards. But for the purposes of gathering the information, I'm actually looking for a legitimate response, not like a. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the difference between asking a question to gather.
This is more like
seeding it for eliciting a response.
So this is more of like data collection, vetting to make sure they're qualified for that next phone call, right?
Yeah. So the real estate investor wants to call homeowners who are interested in selling their properties. So how do I get that information?
Yeah.
I don't know until I make the call. But if I call as a real estate agent, most people aren't interested in selling their house right now. So we can confirm, yes, indeed, this is the homeowner. We have the right information.
Yeah.
Right now might not be the best time to call, but they could still follow up with them just like you would with your PRLs. You could still call them on your own. But I would call them after I call the ones that say they are interested first. Right. That's the idea.
Cool. So you're essentially just creating a specific mark is what you're doing, right?
What's that?
Yeah. So you're just creating activated leads for this market is what you're doing.
That's right. Yep. Activated leads.
Hey, isn't floating around the office today, is he?
Yes, can I ask who's calling?
Yeah, can you let him know Dan Bigelow's on the line?
I'm sorry. You just brought up dad from where?
Can you let him know Bigelow's on the line?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, what company are you with?
Sandler.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Replugging my headset. Give me 3 seconds.
Yeah, we lost Dan. Are you guys still on a call? Yes, no, maybe so. Drats. Good stuff. I don't want to interrupt if they're on a call. Oh.
Cool.
Um,
Dan, I will let him know that you called and yeah.
Sounds great. Thanks for your help.
Okay, thanks. You have a good one.
I'd see you.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
I think your connection, your internet connection is really bad. What happened there?
Was it?
Did you get
No, I was like
sabotaged?
lagging and.
I would maybe
I'll take it.
Check your internet connection. It's a little
Ben, Dan Bigelow, Sandler.
I'm sorry, one time I couldn't hear you. Sorry about that.
Dan Bigelow, Sandler Training.
Okay.
Not sure if that name sounds familiar.
How are you?
Doing good. I don't know if that name sounds familiar. Okay.
No, not right now.
Well, can I briefly explain why on earth I called Ben, and then you let me know if it even makes sense to talk?
Okay, go ahead.
So I work with several companies very similar to yours. We do a lot of work in your industry. We're a consulting. We do training as well. And when successful leaders reach out to us, they tell me things like, hey, this is good, but my sales guy is kind of more order takers. Others tell me, we're doing well, we're a growing company, we can't find enough of the right talent, to help us grow. And lastly, I've got some owners that reach out to me that they're having challenges kind of turning their current staff, their frontline staff, more leaders. Let me stop there, Ben. My guess is you probably don't have any challenges related to any of those.
No. Did you call Premier Truck Group or
Yeah.
What number we tried to contact originally? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're a nationwide company and we're certainly fully staffed and no issues in that regard.
Cool. And then last question for you, Ben. Do you guys currently have an ongoing business development or sales development type of curriculum or training you're helping to grow your staff with?
Absolutely, yeah. We have a corporate training program.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm sensing maybe there's not really a fit here. I'm curious, anyone else you'd recommend we'd reach out to that could use some help with improving sales, shortening sales cycles, increasing closing percentage, anything like that?
No, not that I can think of, no.
Cool. Well, thanks again for your time, Ben. I'll let you get back to your day. Perfect. We'll see ya.
Cowbunga, baby.
What's that guy's title?
This one didn't have a title in.
I think that's a function of like, are you even in the right area, dude? I don't know. You are calling this company. Interesting.
We may have another guy we can call.
Good, pick up the phone and start dialing.
Your internet connection is terrible. It's like unless
it
it's
really?
mine. I mean, I think that's why I can't hear you. We have I think our friends at Headset Advisors sent you guys a headset, right? So you can connect.
They sent you one, Jake?
It's not the boomstick.
Oh,
but,
Dan
have one
Dan's
bone
upset.
induction.
Well, where's
I
your
never
bone?
got one.
Where's your
I never got one.
Oh.
The
Nice,
bone
sir.
induction headset.
Can
It's
you-
pretty awesome.
Can you hear normal now?
It's just chopping for me. I don't know if it's my headset or your connection, but it's like.
That's not good.
Cool. All right, Ryan, you make the next dial and I'll log out, log back in. That fixes it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's me or you. I'm gonna do one more of these activate leads. How about that?
Right.
Okay, you do one. We're gonna log out, log back in.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated.
I wish there was a turkey gobbler. Turkey gobbler.
The Titan turkey.
So there was a tag recently, Jake, around best hold music.
There was. Yep.
That's pretty good. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we come across some really good ones with the barber shops and the design firms that you guys reach out to. Is like a whole other level of
roadie calf roping.
Dude, we will consult with anybody, you know that, Ryan.
Whoop. Sometimes it's really hard to hear the other side.
You got to get Dan a boomstick. It's settled.
No way. I don't need one. Someone else more deserving.
Dan's a little hurt about his lack of boomstick. Drew, if you're watching, Dan sensitive. Whoop. Dial him for dollars. It's crazy. The connect rate earlier was 70% on this.
Go ahead and throw your heckles in the chat. Go ahead and troll Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message. Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 63657.
Just terrible connect rate. Oh wow. Dinosaur rock chickens. Did we lose Jake and Dan? These guys are having some internet issues.
Please leave your message for 6.
Maybe it's me. Did I lose you guys? Am I here alone? All alone. I'm all alone.
Hello?
Hey, is this Craig?
Yes.
Hey, Craig. My name is Ryan Reiser. You actually weren't expecting my call. It's the first time I've reached you. Have I caught you at a bad time? Sounds like you might be out and about.
I'm just on the way home right now from work.
Oh, okay. But Craig, I'm actually calling on behalf of a research project. We're reaching out to some homeowners in the area around Missouri, and wanted to see if I could ask you a couple questions about the real estate market. Do you mind if I ask 3 quick questions? I'll get out of your hair.
I'm sorry. I don't really have the time for that right now. Thank you, though.
Not a problem. Have a great day. All right. That's a no from me now. Not now. This guy.
Cowabunga, baby.
Those guys are back. You'd see what I did there is I identified a homeowner who was busy and again didn't get a survey complete, but would still pass that over as a not an activated lead, but a phone ready lead. So you can see the variant survey complete, picker upper, and or if we get through to someone who's by now, that's the idea. But are you guys having some serious internet issues?
Yep, the internet went out in our building and it's back. So can you still hear me?
Internet went back, was out? The internet's out?
Ryan, can you confirm if you can hear my voice?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good to go.
Oh.
Our internet went out, but we're back.
Cool. Are we gonna get to hear Jake make some calls today, Dan, or are you gonna just hog the phone?
I was hoping to hog it, but here we go. Jake's up.
Fire at will. Oh no. It went again.
Thank you. Once you click the start button on your
See if he
screen,
can
your
hear
dial
you.
session will begin.
I'm in the backstage, so you might need to take this one.
Yeah, like about. Oh, what happened? What's up, Justin? He's in the house. When you have technical issues like the guys at Sandler Training Utah, which is like often, what's your backup? What's your backup for calling? I mean,
You want this one? You got it. Cypress Credit.
Can you hear us?
Thank you for being a member of Cypress Credit Union. If you know the extent of the person you're calling, please enter it now, or to enter a name, please. I'm sorry, the button you have pressed is invalid, or you.
oh Jesus, here we
Thank
go
you for
again.
being a member of Cypress Credit Union.
The
If you
button.
know the extension of the person you're calling.
Oh my goodness, I remember my first time.
Hello, Cisco Unity Connection Messaging System. From a touch-tone telephone, you may dial an extension at any time. For a directory of extensions, press 4.
Here we go.
Spell the last and first name, then press pound. For Q, press. Wait while I transfer
This is a
your
big
call.
one.
Are you sweating? You just like
This is the big one, Jake.
Dude, I took this energy drink and it like freaked me up, dude.
Goodness, oh boy, please.
Hello, you've reached Todd Adamson.
Oh, all that for a voicemail.
Or on another line.
Oh.
I'd like to leave a detailed message. I'll get back with you.
Next.
Dude, technical difficulties.
When I see you guys, handle a dialer the way you do, doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. Doesn't
At our
surprise
skill
me.
set.
Numbers in CRMs are so fluffed. I don't know.
Dude.
It's as simple as click the button, disposition the call. Click the button, disposition the call.
Voicemail.
So, not to play the age card here, but are you guys boomers? Or
Dude, we're just before boomers, bro. You know that.
I mean, Sean Cease is a boomer. He can't use technology either. He always asks me questions about direct dial. He always calls them direct dial phone numbers. What are you talking about? Direct dial phone numbers.
Dude. Hey, is Scott Float office still today?
Hello?
Yeah, Scott Bradshaw, is he still floating around?
I don't know what you mean. There's no office for him to float around.
Oh, this is Guardian Property Management, right?
It is.
Okay. I saw it.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I was trying to connect with Scott. Oh, this is okay. And sorry, what was your name?
My name's Lynn. Can I help you?
Lynn. Yeah, this is Jake Alba with Sandler Training. I'm not sure if that name sounds familiar to you. Okay.
What's it mean?
Yeah, I guess maybe I'll just briefly explain who the heck I am and what I do, and then you can see if it makes sense to maybe transfer me to Scott or have a conversation.
You're really garbled.
Is that any better?
I can't hear you.
Is that better at all, or? No? Okay.
Yes, that's better.
Okay, sorry.
What are you calling about?
Yeah, I was calling about Sandler training, but it sounds like maybe you can't hear half the things I'm saying.
I really can't understand you.
Okay, I will call you back.
Part of your team.
I'll call you back.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
James, I hope you're like, James, I hope you're like getting all of this because this is like a take reel. This is like a bloopers reel. Your guys' connect's still really terrible. It's just really bad. Really bad. You may want to dial in. So you guys have phones? You guys have phones? Do you know what that is? Do you guys know what a cell phone is? Do you boomers know what a cell phone is?
Yeah.
You could dial into the dialer with your phone instead of the internet, and that might help if you want to still make some calls. Otherwise, I'm gonna make my next one right now. Let me figure that out. Let's try this one more time.
Okay, you make your next
Never
one.
get fooled again.
This is painful.
Now watch this drive. Now watch this drive.
When you're preschool,
Oh, hi. Is this Tracy?
this is
Hey, Tracy. This is Ryan Reisert. You actually were not expecting my call. This is the first time I've reached you. Have I caught you at a bad time?
it's about closing time. All the families are rushing in the door.
Oh, wow.
Is there something I can help you with real quick?
Yeah, Tracy, I was actually doing a research project. We're reaching out to homeowners in the area to ask a few questions about the current state of real estate in the
Oh, okay. This is a business that you just called.
this is Tracy Brown. Just wanted to confirm you are the homeowner at 1033 Feast Road. Is that right?
I am, but like he's right somehow reached me at my workplace. I don't know how.
Yeah. Yeah, I apologize. And I know you're kind of running around here. I had a couple questions just about the current state of real estate. Is there a better number to reach you back, or the survey will take less than 60
Yeah,
seconds?
definitely. If you want to my cell phone, if you want to text that, and I can give you some information over through text.
Sure, that'd be great.
Yeah, and so the phone number is 314
Okay.
650 6551.
Fantastic.
So we're not really in the market of selling the house right now. We understand that it's not really the house that we're going to be letting go. It'll be the 3 acres that are sitting in the middle prime area of O'Fallon. So it's really not about selling the house. It's really about getting the money for the land here in the future.
Okay. So it sounds like you might actually be actively interested in talking with some folks that might be interested in the land. That's fantastic. I'll give you a call back on your mobile when I'm not catching you at work. Does that sound okay?
Sure, no, that'd be great. And then, like I said, if you do want to text me and ask me any questions, I can definitely answer them that way for you too.
Awesome. Thanks, Tracy. I appreciate your time.
Okay, you're welcome. Have a good one.
You too. Bye. Woo! So you
Nailed it.
see, I didn't even have to.
Yes! That's awesome!
The data process, we're cleaning it, we're trying to sift it out, and just by talking certain keywords, phrases, and sentences, you can sometimes eke out more than what we try to do as sellers to come in and like persuade someone into a conversation. So it's really fascinating how the survey approach can work. So I didn't even get into what we do or how we do it. She just somehow assumed that there may be something there. And look, I would pass that over because an investor might be interested in buying that property, right? So that's the idea here. Didn't even get into the survey. But are you guys back online to make some normal calls?
Hope so.
Yep, but if it doesn't work, go ahead and give me some critical feedback.
Ooh.
All right, Jake, you're up.
Okay.
Telephone number 801-758-7320. Can't take your call right now. Please.
And good news is, call the next one.
From 8 a.m. to p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Monday to Friday. If you know the extension of the person you are trying to reach, please dial it now. For a dial by name directory, press pound. For customer service, press 1. Welcome to the directory. Please the first 3 letters of your party's last name. No directory entries match your search. Welcome to the directory. Please enter the first 3 letters of your party's last name using your touch-tone keypad. Use the 7 key for Q and the 9 key for Z. No directory match your search. Welcome to the directory. DIXIE space LLEWELLYN.
Dude.
Why is it so hard for you guys to use? Like, do you know how to use a dial tree? It's every time. Every time.
Good, pick up the phone and start dialing.
Every time.
Right now.
I mean, you might as well just not even call these. Just no answer, next call. 'Cause you can't figure it out.
Otherwise, please press star now.
Dude.
There are no more compatible entries in the directory. Welcome to the directory.
Just hang up and move to the next one. Next
Hang
call.
up, dude.
Next call.
Oh my gosh.
If this is the person you are
It
looking for,
worked.
press 1 now. Otherwise,
It
please
worked,
press star.
Ryan.
All right. Make us proud.
Painful. It's so painful. So painful.
I've never
Please
seen.
hold while the star-to-star system activates Find Me, Follow Me to locate your party.
Oh my gosh. He's lost.
This is Ben from Terra, leaving you a message.
Oh.
At the top.
Okay, come on.
What is happening today, Ryan? You know,
It's
win
not just
or
today,
you
guys.
learn.
This is every day with the Sandler crew. I just love you guys. That's so much fun.
This is Martin. How may I help you?
Hey, Marcy, is Betty still floating around the office today?
Or Betty?
Yeah, Betty Owen.
Yeah, Betty is not in the office, but I can get somebody else for you to speak with if you'd like.
You know, yeah, I guess anyone else that kind of helps with business development, that would be great.
Okay, what's your name?
Jake Alba with Sandler.
Sandler?
Yep.
Okay, one moment.
Okay.
Maybe this music will help.
It's helping.
Thank you for calling. We will return to take your call in just one moment.
Today's been the most successful day we've had.
It's true. Unparalleled success.
How can I help you?
Paul, this is Jake Alba. Paul, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Great. Hey, I was trying to connect with Betty, but they said, you know, you, I guess, would be the second in command. Hopefully I landed in the right spot.
Yeah.
Okay. So not sure if you're familiar with Sandler training.
Sandler training, no.
Okay. That's no problem. I wasn't sure if you would. I guess before we get too crazy, do you help oversee like the business development for the company, like new growth, new revenue? Okay. And what is your role with the company?
HR.
Okay, so you do. Do you focus mainly on like hiring then?
Business activity.
Okay. And I guess do you have some like a team that helps with the business development and generating new business for the company, or do you kind of focus on that on your own?
We don't really have the model that you're describing because we're a mental health clinic. What you're describing doesn't really fit into what we do here.
Okay, can you help me understand what model you guys have?
We're just a small company. It's not anything formal. It's just we don't have a need for a big infrastructure, or we're not in the position right now where we're growing. We're kind of maintaining, trying to navigate through the rest of COVID.
Yeah, no, and that's why we called. A lot of the businesses that we reach out to have been kind of just trying to hold firm during COVID and kind of get through all of the weirdness.
Right.
And then we've been able to kind of help with I guess solve a few headaches. Would it be okay if I shared with you a few of those headaches that we've kind of helped resolve, and then you let me know if it's worth us continuing this conversation?
Well, I don't know that like adding anything or having a consultant or anything trying to help us with anything. We just don't have a need for that. I appreciate you reaching out though. It's important, we support each other here locally.
Right.
But we just don't have anything that would fit in that category.
Okay. And just I guess if you had a magic wand, what would be like a few things that you would like to improve upon?
Like I said, we're in that position of maintaining right now. That's not a question that I really could address. I don't know, because everything's running pretty smoothly. So. Okay.
But you're just not, I guess, so I understand, you're just not in a position to grow. You're just kind of maintaining what you have and riding out the storm. Is that correct?
At this juncture, yeah.
Okay. And do you foresee within the next like 3 to 6 months that changing at all, or do you think you'll be in this holding pattern for a while?
I'd say at least a couple of years. Just the way the mental health field is running, we're following a lot of the trends that are available to us through Department of Labor, Cleveland Clinic, and Mayo Clinic. We're probably a couple of years because of the ripple effect.
No, I know it's a tricky situation. So I guess I'll ask one more question, then I'll get out of your hair. If we did have a solution or a way that we might be able to help to improve upon some of those things so that you're not waiting a few years to kind of make those moves, is that something you'd even be open to talking about, or not really?
Yeah, we don't have a budget for it. We're a small company.
Yeah.
And having outside resources really is not something that's in our budget.
Okay. Well, would you be open to, if we had like a free workshop that had something that was relevant to your industry, would that be something you would like to receive, or is it kind of just like, yeah, I'm not interested in anything right now, reach back out in a year?
Yeah, I don't see us needing that at this point, but I appreciate the information for sure.
Okay. Well, hey, it doesn't seem like we're a match for you guys, but I wish you luck, and hopefully sooner rather than later, you guys can transition and start building and growing again.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Take care. Thanks.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Where's the cowabunga, baby? Oh, here we go. Oh,
One more.
Cowabunga, baby.
hey, do me a favor.
All right, do me a favor. Just hold on. I've been doing sales for 20 years. Do me a favor. Write this down. Write Sandler Sales Training. Sandler Sales Training.
So I'm just, I have a question. We've talked to barbers. We've talked to landscapers. We've talked to construction workers. We've talked to SaaS founders. We've talked to real estate investors. And now we've talked to, what was that, a clinic?
And so we actually have trained
what would you say? What would you say?
We trained an office of therapists. That's what this was.
Oh, there's a
need some therapy after.
There's a bird in my front seat.
What kind of bird?
Why are we talking about stuff that doesn't matter? Like, you know, from a go-to-market outbound perspective, this is just an idea. I don't know. You know, the list is the strategy. One list, one message, one offer.
Hello, this is Grant.
I'd love to see you guys.
Hey, Grant, Dan Bigelow, Sandler Training.
How's it going, Dan Bigelow?
Going well. I don't know if that name sounds familiar.
Not entirely, although I do get some offers on training assistance and all, so that part of it sounds possibly familiar.
Oh, okay. Well, can I briefly explain why I called, Grant, and you let me know if it even makes sense to talk?
Okay. All right, for a minute here.
So I'll be brief. We do a lot of work in your industry. I know you guys have a lot of world-class products. We actually work with a few of your competitors. Big picture, we're a consulting and training firm. And when I talk to leaders of companies similar to you, they tell me things like business is good, but because of supply chain issues, reps, are complaining they're not selling as much as they could. Other times they tell me things like, hey, we're selling, our sales cycles are just taking a little bit too long. And then others tell me that we're pretty good at keeping existing business, but our team's not so good at hunting and prospecting. Let me stop there. I don't know. My guess is you probably don't have any of those challenges, Grant.
Yeah. I mean, we're always working on it, always tweaking it a little bit. We've been blessed to dodge most of the supply chain stuff, but we're spending a little more time checking on orders and igniting them than we used to. But I think we're grabbing some market share because our partners are delivering well still. So that part's been good, but I mean, there's always room for improvement. The trick with me at this moment in my situation is that we've taken on some really good partners, offer an awful lot of training, and we're midway through a couple of their programs that they're actually doing for us. So I feel like I don't necessarily feel like I have capacity for another training of any magnitude.
Yeah, it makes total sense. And at this point, I'm not sure if we would even be a resource for you now or down the road.
Sure.
One idea is, is your team divided into different departments, or are they all kind of specialists, or how is that kind of structured?
We have a few different regions. So we have outside sales guys and business development people out in, 10 states. And then we have inside sales here in West Jordan, Utah, and they're divided into two teams. And then customer service and accounting and probably the normal kind of looking thing, admin, warehouse, service.
Cool. That makes sense. And I get it if they're pretty slammed with training, but whether this includes us or not, what would you say are some of the, the one or two top sales challenges right now that you're trying to get the team to overcome?
Well, it'd probably be smart. It'd be smart to ask that more of their direct reports. For me, communication is kind of at the heart of almost every conversation I'm having today with my own team or our partners or our customers. So, high level, clear communication skills are pretty important. But, as far as like learning how to close or how to discover either opportunities or issues, it's such a variety of customers and everything. I've never found any one program that itself entirely. But anyway, we do some Weinberg training, and then I'm not sure what the one is that our partners are providing my staff. Let's see here what it's called. I know I've got it on the calendar again. Discipline. But I don't know if that's based on a book. It's just their program.
Makes well. Can I make a suggestion, Grant?
Yeah, lay it out.
Not sure whether or not we'd be a resource, but I took the time and I built a survey for CEOs and presidents that basically outlines different challenges from prospecting, business development, growing accounts. My suggestion would be, I send this to you, I email it to you. It's just a link, and you and I carve out maybe 10 minutes on the calendar sometime next week or the week after, and have you take 10 minutes, fill this out, and then we could meet. And if, we could provide some clarity and you stay with those partners, great. Or there's enough clarity and you say, there's something here, let's talk further. So I don't know if you'd be open to risking, scheduling 10 minutes to see if potentially there's any issues here, whether we could solve them or someone else. Is that something you'd be open to?
Well, I'm curious if you're local.
Yep.
Just logistically speaking.
So I'm down the street. So our office is on the edge of Sandy and Midvale, and probably 15 minutes down.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be fine with carving out 15 minutes. I'm not positive that I'm quite the right touch. I do feel like I understand. But as far as depends more high level, or you want to, if you're training in the weeds, or it just kind of depends on the target audience. My executive team or our new sales force. So there's different audiences, I feel like.
Perfect. And those are kind of three areas we work. And so what I'll do, Grant, is I'll send you the survey, and I'll title them, because I have a different one for executive leaders. And then have you fill that out. Okay. And then if something doesn't apply, just leave it blank. And then when we meet, we can just say, hey, is there something here we should talk further, or it's kind of a square peg in a round hole? What's a good day for you next week, Grant?
Mighty St. Alaska, but the week after, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, probably could fit me anything out there if you've got it.
Okay. Would 7th work, 1 o'clock?
Yeah, it's wide open.
Okay. And
do you mind sending like a calendar invite or something?
Yeah, I'll send you a calendar invite.
Sure your phone number's on it.
Yep.
Okay.
And if it's easier for you, Grant, I'll send you a Zoom link. We can hop on for 10 minutes, review that survey. If there's nothing there, we'll end the meeting early. If there's something there, we can talk further.
Barely say hello in 10 minutes. But I appreciate it. We'll that sounds fine. I don't mind investigating, and if you're somewhat of a local resource, that's helpful. But let's see how you're approaching those opportunities.
Perfect. We'll look forward to meeting you over Zoom the 27th, 1 p.m. And I'll email you a simple email that just kind of outlines that survey.
Sounds great. Good job. Oh, in this late afternoon, that takes us.
Hey, well, thanks, Grant. We got to practice what we preach.
Everybody's sort of been having fatigue lying down usually.
His reps say it doesn't work. But
at least in 8 hours.
That's right. Awesome. Well, good talking with you, Grant. We'll see you on the 27th.
Take care. I'll look forward to it.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Hell yes.
That was amazing. Here's what I heard.
Assistance, baby.
Here's what I heard from the very beginning of that call is that seemed to be like a perfect swim lane type of customer. You could hear it in your intro where you were very confident in where we work with companies similar to you with premium products. Actually, we work with some of your competitors. I don't know if you made that up or not, but it just sounded like that was true. And because of that, he was listening. Then you went into this idea of, I'm not even sure if it's for you once he hit. And he's like, well, he came to you. Like that whole call was perfectly designed, but it has nothing to do with how you guys enter the calls and the phraseology. To me, it was the actual right type of lead for you. Am I missing something there? Because I've, that is a good customer versus like calling a fucking veterinary practice and a barbershop, right? That's what I heard in that call, which was phenomenal. Always well delivered by you guys, but the difference between perfect potential list versus the random stuff is there's a night and day conversation there, back and forth, real pain. You actually have worked with folks and you know the problems. Am I missing something there, or is that true in this scenario?
The truth is, you are right.
Oh,
And that's it.
so when you call people, that you should actually be calling and you deliver what you guys deliver, then you actually have like, that was a great conversation. Like clearly a guy that understands what you do, whether it's an opportunity now or in the future. I would be super surprised if you don't do business with him at some point. Like that's the idea of market dominance. Build a list of people you think you can help, reach out to them, whether it's now or in the future, then you follow up. That's the out of all the calling we've done, which is like 6 months in now, we're 7 months in. That was literally the best fit call that I've heard. It was a great job. Nothing changed in the tone, delivery, all that other stuff. It's just
is the strategy.
That was like the best lead. So is there more people like that in the area, or is there just like a limited number of companies that look like that in your sales territory?
Great question. So we could Google the population of Utah, Google all the companies, but I love your point, Ryan, because you can have a wide fishing net, everyone, where instead of dredging the whole ocean, it more specific. This is the strategy: stay in your swim lane. Don't try to be something to everybody. And you could be a Jedi on skill, but the best, and you're not going to have results. Or you could call the best list and have low skill results. So it's a good combination of attitude, behavior, technique on the right list. And that call at the end, our internet in our building glitching out. So
yeah, you guys could have.
Say it again, Ryan.
You can have conversations all day long with people that don't matter and feel busy and feel like you're doing something, or you could be a professional salesperson and spend time talking with people that you can help. That's how I would assume. That's how I would address it. Yeah.
Love it.
Anyway,
so
great call. Really good call
today.
Really good call. The internet is terrible, guys. It's having there's a huge delay. I think that's why we're talking over. I'm not sure when to interject. Our comedic timing.
It's been so painful.
Our comedic timing is terrible. And on that note, we'll leave you with this. A hit off our new album, and we'll see you all next time.
Ryan, can we do a little drawing?
Everybody want to be good. Everybody want to be on top. Everybody want to be the best. But don't nobody want to go out there and make all the sacrifices that you have to do to be there.
I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get! What's next?
We calling PRLs. We calling PRLs. Phone ready leads. We calling PRLs. Only calling people who are picking up the phone. If they don't,